The following program is a UNC Charlotte production.
Welcome inside UNC Charlotte. First up in this edition, we take a trip to Peru. UNC Charlotte's Engineers Without Borders traveled to the small village of Paru Paru this summer to build bridges for the community there. We'll learn how many of our students are benefiting from the donations to the College of Health and Human Services and how that college has expanded its work to make an even greater impact on the Charlotte community. We'll take a look back at this year's International Festival and see why it annually draws more than 20,000 visitors to campus. Plus, we'll hear about some of the changes in store for the 49ers women's basketball program and how the team is ready to turn this season's challenges into opportunities. All this and more inside UNC Charlotte. The students and faculty members involved in UNC Charlotte's Engineers Without Borders say they feel a special responsibility to give back to the communities of the world that are in the greatest of need. This summer's travels took the students high into the mountains of Peru to build bridges for the small village of Paru Paru. Chandler Hahn, a senior in civil engineering, recorded and edited this unique perspective of the trip.
Rob Morton, computer engineering major, super senior, out here on the hilltops of the Andean Mountains in Peru. The villagers of Paru Paru brought us up here. Check out the sights, look at other lakes. We're about to come here and help them out, do some field work out here.
Hey, I'm Sean Lanier. I'm a sophomore in mechanical engineering, and the reason why I came to Peru is because I wanted to gain a global identity. I haven't really traveled around the world before. This is my first time.
Okay, my name is Zeke. I'm a mechanical engineer at UNC Charlotte. I'm a senior, and I came on this Peru trip to learn more about Latin American culture and contribute on this developmental work project.
Hi, my name is Chandler Hahn. I'm a senior in civil engineering. I came out here to Peru to help improve lives and experience the world I don't know. We're here at the Inca ruins. Yesterday we put the bridge in, and every day is a new experience out here, and I plan on growing more and more as a person.
My name is Brian Clark. I'm a civil engineer who's graduating in December, making me a senior. I came to Peru for one thing, and that's adventure. And let me tell you, I've got every single bit of adventure I could imagine.
Hola, I'm Bhargavi, and I'm a senior in civil and environmental engineering. I came to Peru to meet new people, experience a different culture, and help communities like Paru Paru. It's been an amazing journey so far, and I've loved every single bit of it.
I needed a scholarship to go to school, and UNC Charlotte made that happen for me. I knew I wanted to go to law school, but I hedged my bet. I majored in history and economics because I wasn't sure if it would work out, and so I had a great base or foundation of learning at UNC Charlotte, and then took that on to Chapel Hill and did very well, and so that worked out great for me. In the spring of 1990, it was the 25th anniversary of our school joining the UNC system. And Keith Wassam was in the head of the Cone Center, and I was student body president, and he came to me in that fall and he said, hey, I found something in the Belt Gym that you need to come take a look at. We went down through the catacombs, and he said, do you see this? And it was a bell. That's the bell that Dr. Geringer gave to Bonnie Cone when she moved from downtown Charlotte College up here to the university where we are today. He said, do you think you could help me get some funding to restore the bell? And I said, absolutely. So we restored the bell. And then we brought it out and we rang it for the anniversary, that 25th anniversary. So it began to rain, and we had it set up outside, right outside the Culver building. I was, I guess, noticeably upset, and Miss Cohn came over, and she always called me Mr. Wilson. She said, "Mr. Wilson, what's the problem?" I said, "Well, Miss Cohn, we put a lot of planning into this, and the students are here, and I wanted to get a really nice photograph of you ringing the bell, but it's beginning to rain." And I don't know if this is true in 1965, but to sort of get me back on track, Miss Cohn said, "Mr. Wilson, it's perfect." And I said, "Well, why is it perfect, Miss Cohn?" She goes, "It rained in '65 too." It would be an exaggeration to say that UNC Charlotte saved my life. That'd be a little over the top. But it would be spot on to say that UNC Charlotte changed my life. And so I've always felt like if the university needed me, I wanted to be known as that guy that said, "Where do you need me? And what do you need me to do when I get there?" And so when the university's called on me or asked me to do something, I've always tried to answer the call. And it's a very special place, and it's meant the world to me.
Through philanthropy, the College of Health and Human Services is expanding its work and increasing its impact on the Charlotte region. Many of our students are benefiting from donations to the college, and some would not be able to attend if it weren't for the generous giving of our donors.
Our donors are so important to us. They really give us the capacity to do what we envision the college is capable of doing. So many students depend on the generosity and the giving of others so that they can pursue their dream of becoming social workers or nurses or public health professionals or exercise scientists. And without that support, they couldn't pursue that dream.
I'd just like to say thank you again to Dr. Harvey Murphy for giving me this scholarship. It is such a blessing, and I'm just very grateful. So thank you. I'm a pediatric brain cancer survivor, so I've had a passion, wanting to give back to children who are also going through battling cancer and things like that. So I would love to be a physician assistant working with pediatrics and children that have cancer. So receiving this scholarship has definitely pushed me and enabled me to keep going in this field so I can get that step closer to doing what I would like to do in the future.
And I think what has impacted me from this is actually someone doing for me, because I'm kind of the doer all the time. So it was just like, I got something, it's like, and everyone's like, but this is you, this is so you. So I think that's been the impact for me, is getting back something that I've put out for years and constantly helping others, that someone is able to help me.
I get letters from them, which I really appreciate, and I hear about what they're going through and what they're doing. I'm glad the funds are making money and still working and helping the students, because getting educated is very expensive.
Well, I enjoy meeting the recipient because I like to see what she's doing, what she's interested in, what her goals for the future are. And I think it just seems a little more personal to me, or to both of us, to be able to really see the person and to see that this person is benefiting from something that we're actually contributing to.
I do think that the scholarship endowment, from the way they have sent me a printout of how it's invested and how it's given out, which I really appreciate. It's the best one I ever seen, and I'm so pleased that they're making money with it and utilizing it properly.
The College of Health and Human Services has the greatest opportunity to really invoke change in our community. Not only through educating people for the kinds of jobs that I think we want to attract to the Charlotte community, but because of NAN's interest in really finding ways to connect with the community and make changes in the health services, people's attitudes and thoughts on nutrition and wellness. I really think she has a heart for changing in a very positive way the Charlotte community, and what UNC Charlotte can do to be a part of that change. I think it's just very inspiring.
I think just because the kind of issues we deal with really take the whole community to solve, and so having community members make an investment in the work we're doing is really validating and exciting, and it just allows us to do more work than we would have otherwise.
With the support of our donors, we're able to innovate in our communities, we're able to engage students at a very high level within communities.
I'm really excited because I get to represent the department in my field of social work. And it's just been exciting to always, particularly from a student perspective, really get the hands-on. And then to be named a leader, that was honorable to me, that we're able to engage in community work and be leaders while doing it.
Yeah, and I think the investment in Tacola has been amazing. That I do see her as someone who's going to make a real difference in our community, and having this kind of funding just allows us to take that to the next level, so that she can really have the mentorship, that she can have those experiences that are really going to put her in a good position for the future. By kind of having these relationships with donors, then we learn about them and what they care about, and they learn about what we care about, and I think it really can lead to great things.
The research that we do in the college is so intricately tied to the community work that we do. One of the things that we're really focused on in the College of Health and Human Services now and in the coming years is to strengthen our research profile. And that is to give faculty who are our great thought leaders in the college about health problems the opportunity to not only go broad on health problems, but to go deep, to have the time to bring their graduate students and undergraduate students to problems, to solve them in comprehensive ways.
The Colvert Professorship is named after Dr. Colvert, and he is a role model. He's an inspiration. Anyone who's been around Charlotte for any amount of time knows the tremendous work that he's done, and to assume a professorship that's named after someone like that is very inspirational and really gives me something to shoot at. There are some big shoes to fill. What an endowed professorship allows me to do is now take some of that information, some of that experience, and apply it in a place where there's a talented group of faculty, there is a university that supports that vision and a college that supports that vision.
We have a vision set before us that is founded on health for all. We need to pull together as an entire community to do that. And all of the folks who give to us with their time or with their resources are a huge part of that, of our future, and of our future success.
I was very excited to go to Charlotte College. Miss Bonnie, I don't know why she took a liking to everybody in the Newell community, but she did. The McLaughlins and several more were going at the same time I was, and she kind of petted us around, and she kept talking about that we're going to be out in Newell area before long, and that was good news. And well, the greatest moment is when the dedication was made to the campus. I remember that Dr. Heckenblackner came over to the dairy farm, which joins the UNCC property, and he said, "Can I borrow your farm truck? Because we need some chairs for the dedication service." So that was the best news we had heard, that it was time for the dedication, and we knew to look for better things from then on. It's just more than I can fathom to see the campus now. It's very important to give back to the university because most times when I come up University City Boulevard, I see some type construction starting up again, so I think it's very good. I was very pleased to know that outside the campus, the people know where the education is.
Since 1975, UNC Charlotte has celebrated our region's growing diversity with the International Festival, Let's take a look back at this year's iFest and see why it annually draws over 20,000 visitors to campus. Years to be doing one really great thing year in and year out. That really makes a statement about why this happens, why this works. And what is that statement?
I think what it does do, more than anything else, I think it highlights and showcases the institution's commitment to campus internationalization. Again, we've been doing this for nearly 4 decades, long before others in higher education valued so much international education programming. So I think it mirrors UNC Charlotte's ongoing commitment. We've had a comprehensive international programs office for nearly 40 years, and I think this event mirrors its trajectory. And I think that for an institution to support such a large-scale activity for one day, obviously it's our way of showcasing the world in a day, and really providing our not only campus community with our students and faculty, but our local Charlotte community to engage with the kind of world around us.
I think too, I mean, you can't overlook the fact that 1975, if you travel back then and then look at the growth of Charlotte and the growth of the university and the way we've grown up together, it's a coming of age story, and this has been a part of that each year, marking it off. Give us a sense of the scope of the day's event. How many countries are represented?
We have nearly 60 countries represented this year. Between the opportunity to sample foods from around the world, there's a number of opportunities for cultural engagement. And so we have the Passport Project, the World Balloon Project. So we try to actually instruct and inform and educate our audiences a little bit about the countries they're visiting. So rather than just going up and buying a chicken kebab, we want our communities to have a sense of where that comes from and what's the history of that and why do they offer that. And then we also have a number of musical bands today, and then our annual Parade of Nations, which our guests highlight and showcase their traditional garb.
Grateful for everyone, all the different countries that come out. I'm particularly interested in the small countries, the ones that haven't been represented before, and that their opportunity. Wonderful for the countries where, politically we may have some conflict of some kind, but here at the festival we're all here to celebrate and be together without those kinds of issues being a part of what festival's about, is to person to person and culture to culture.
Well, there are several different ways that we get students involved in the preparation of the festival, the day of implementation, and then interaction with and reflection on their experiences with the cultural representatives here. Every year, it never fails to surprise me, the turnout of our UNC Charlotte students, in particular for our volunteer needs. We have nearly 400 slots for students to volunteer for preparation and marketing the week of the festival, to helping set up the tents that you see behind us and facilitating all of the logistics of the day. And that just amazes me that this wouldn't be possible without the students that are here. There are hallmark elements every year, the Earth Balloon that's out in our lobby, the Parade of Nations that's wrapping up right now, and there are some that we really stick to because of the powerful experience that it gives to folks. But we're always looking to be innovative and to create a wonderful experience.
You came here from the Bahamas to go to school here. What is it like to be an international student at UNC Charlotte or in Charlotte, North Carolina?
I love the UNC Charlotte environment. UNC Charlotte, it's one of its missions is to promote cultural diversity, and I think they're doing an excellent job at promoting cultural diversity. When I first came to UNC Charlotte, I felt completely welcome. I felt like they were waiting on me to come here to warmly welcome me. Our culture is our way of life. It makes us who we are. The fact that UNC Charlotte promotes such events, it makes international students feel special and a part of the UNC Charlotte community. I couldn't imagine choosing a better university.
Change is in the air for the 49ers women's basketball program. Coach Kara Consuegra and players Gabby Tyler and Hillary Sigmund talk about turning this season's challenges into opportunities.
A big key for us this season will be our guard play. I think that's going to be significant. We return 2 starters in our guard play, plus Ayanna Holmes, who came off the bench for us, first guard off the bench. And so Nye Hammonds, Hillary to my left here, and Ayanna have, I think, a chance to be what I consider some of the best guards or the best combination of guards in Conference USA. I feel pretty confident going into our season saying that. And so they're going to be relied on heavily in their leadership and also in their production. It's going to be really important for us.
I think we're going to have to, obviously produce a lot more, score, but also rebounding because we lost, so much of a percentage from Jen and Amanda. I think we're going to have to really step up with that because it's going to be a loss that we've had from last year.
Obviously our post play is going to be different this year with the key losses that we had, but certainly excited to have Gabby Tyler back for us and expect a lot out of her, as well as some of our younger players who, again, weren't quite counted on last year, but we know are very capable of.
I'm excited to take on the challenge that was left behind. I don't know, all I can say is I'm excited to be back on the court, and I'm ready to build chemistry with my new teammates because a lot of them I haven't played with since I set out last year. I'm ready to play. I'm ready for contact.
We still want to be balanced. While I think we have overall more depth at the guard and probably more skill top to bottom right now at the guard, I do think that we do want to be a balanced team in terms of who's getting the touches. I mean, not one person, not 2 people are going to make up what we lost in statistics. We're just not that type of team. It's going to be a group effort, and so we're going to have to work together to be able to get that done. I think the biggest change, hopefully you'll see from us this year, is we want to be more aggressive defensively. We want to use our athleticism. We want to use our more depth at the guard to get up and really defend people, get in the passing lane, see some more pressure from us. We didn't press at all last year, and so we'd like to incorporate that into our game and just try to create some more offense from our defense. We're looking forward to the season. We think Conference USA is going to be a great challenge for us. And, we're going to do everything we can to get ourselves prepared to go in and compete for a championship in that league, as that's our goal every single season.
Thanks once again for joining us. You can see more on the web at inside.uncc.edu, and all of our segments are on YouTube. In the meantime, we look forward to seeing you next time right here inside UNC Charlotte.